we are so excited to announce the new colors of the Beats Fit Pro. Beats was kind enough to send us a new pair, and they did a couple of special things. All I've done so far is sort of open the outside of the box, so I didn't have to struggle with that on stream, but want to dive in, David?
Yeah, we should just say that we're not being paid for this. Everything we're saying is a totally honest review, and I've been a Beats Fit Pro user since they came out, so it's really exciting to see some new colors.
For sure. All right, Zach, let's open these up. Okay, we got our box here. Beats does not skimp when it comes to beautiful boxes. Whoa.
Look at those.
I know, right? Oh, let's go this way. Beats. And a little headband, too. That's awesome.
The packaging is definitely a lot different than the original Beats Fit Pro. I like it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's set this guy over here.
Now, I don't know if I'll be caught wearing a neon yellow headband out and about, but I like the thought. And
you don't think so?
No.
It's actually really cool. All right. Well, it does get kind of hot in this room, so maybe Beats saw that I was sweating a lot. There, that's cool. Blonde hair, neon headband. Beats Fit Pro just announced 2 minutes ago. All right, let's open up this box. Beats Fit Pro are the ultimate extension of you. I like this like curvy side thing on the box. That's just attention to detail for you. Oh boy. Now I try to open the box. All right.
Well, the fitness brand is really on point. They became the best-selling fitness earbuds in 2022 after they were launched in November. So they're really going all in with sort of the fitness angle of these headphones. And I've been wearing these to the gym quite often, and I can attest that the wingtip is great, and they just never fall out.
Yeah, it's awesome. Lock in, work out. Let's show the people the box, Zach. This is gorgeous.
You can get them at Apple.com, Apple Store locations, and authorized resellers for $100, $199.99 on February 23rd, which is Thursday.
Yes. All right. Let's open up this box. Of course, Apple has their cool little pull tabs. I love their boxes. Best boxes. 2 of them on this one.
Now, the Volt Yellow isn't the only color. There's also Coral Pink, which is pink, and Tidal Blue,
which is blue.
Yeah. Two watery names plus an electric name,
which is kind of dangerous, right? Because you shouldn't put the Volt near the Tidal Blue, or you might end up getting electrocuted.
No, I wouldn't do that.
This is a really cool color, David. What do you think?
It really pops. One thing I like about these is that sometimes you buy headphones and the color on the box doesn't quite match the headphones or earbuds themselves, and I think Beats nailed it here. Yeah, Beats is always really good at that. Some other headphone brands, not so much.
Yeah, this is 100%. They nailed the electric yellow feeling here. Let's show people over here on the side cam. They're really, really pretty. Really, really, really pretty. I like it a lot. Very nice. Alrighty. Oof. Gorgeous. Well, something that didn't occur to me is right now I have headphones in, David. So I'm going to have to try these and walk through the setup process. I bet it's going to be super easy, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's seamless. When we set them up in November, when the first round of colors came out, super simple process. A lot like pairing AirPods, because Apple also owns Beats, and it's really easy to pair them.
Yeah, and they have that Apple H1 chip, which gives them the ability to do the spatial audio, active noise cancellation, and a lot of those other things. People ask us what the best fitting earbuds are, and I can honestly say that far and away, the Beats Fit Pro are the best fitting earbuds for working out. They're comfortable, but they will not fall out of your ears because of that wingtip design. So if I open this up next to my phone, let's show people the pairing process, Zach. We see Beats Fit Pro. Usually when they send products ahead of time, they haven't yet updated the color in the app. I bet that when people get this on Thursday, they'll see yellow if they buy the yellow one. But I could just tap connect. For those of you that haven't witnessed the Apple pairing process yet, I mean, it's really much better than anything else. Media control, press once on either earbud to play or pause, twice to skip back forward. 3 times for backward, press and hold for noise cancellation or transparency. They come nice and charged. I mean, the attention to detail here is just beyond anything else.
Yeah, the touch controls, I mean, I use those every single day. They're super convenient, especially toggling back and forth through noise cancellation and transparency mode. Mm-hmm. And I will say, you know, at first, I mean, the transparency mode on the Beats Fit Pro is really excellent. I think I underrated it after we tried out the AirPods Pro 2nd Gens. Yeah. I've been going back and forth between those and the Beats Fit Pro, and I think the Beats Fit Pro transparency mode is actually a little bit better.
That is that's a pretty strong statement there. I don't know if I would agree that it's better than the 2nd Gen AirPods Pro, but I think it is really good. I can say that the Beats Fit Pro are super comfortable for talking on the phone for a very long time with transparency mode on, though, because they're the ones I used to talk to Nick as we were getting to know each other. And I spent a lot of time on the phone with him, like hours and hours and hours and hours. So it has personalized spatial audio, and there's an ear tip fit test to make sure that you get the best seal. And let's show people here what you get in the box. And this, I think, is the most important thing whenever you buy a pair of headphones. Here, let's do the overhead cam, Zach. And it comes with a police presence, apparently, David. And
something's going by.
Yeah,
I can mute.
No, you're fine.
This is real. That's how you know we're live. We're live. We wouldn't insert emergency services vehicles driving by.
Yeah. So USB-C cable, of course, but the most important part, I think, with any earbuds to do is to try every single fit that it comes with. So with the Beats Fit Pro, you get the smalls and you get the larges. Before you decide, even if you think you should be a large, you might be a small. I know that that's what happens to me. Big head, small ear tips. That's what I like. So what we see from Chef's Up likes the color. It's popping. So I'm going to put these in and do the ear tip fit test. But by doing that, David, I'm going to not be able to hear you temporarily. Mm-hmm. So you just keep on going, bud, okay?
All right. Well, if people have questions, fire them up in the chat too. 249 Beats Studio 3 over-ear headphone charge with micro USB. Is that crazy? No, I don't think so. I think that's...
Let's do this in the side cam, Zach. Alrighty. Ear tip fit test.
They do have a IPX4 water resistance rating, making them perfect for outdoor activities and high-intensity training, so you don't need to worry about the sweat getting into your earbuds and breaking them. They'll be totally fine. And they don't just work for Apple phones either. They also work for Androids, though I don't know if the setup process is quite as seamless. There's David with the side cam doing the ear tip fit test. If you have any questions in the chat, feel free to fire them up. I've been using the Beats Fit Pro at the gym pretty much every day, and I just can't say enough positive things about them.
Really cool.
If you've been on the fence about new earbuds and you want fitness earbuds, you won't go wrong with Beats Fit Pro.
That's really cool.
How do you clean them, asks Maureen. Interesting question. So what I would do first is take off the ear tips. So I got more sirens going by, so I apologize. I would take off the ear tips and use a microfiber cloth first and maybe a Clorox wipe, and then just let those dry out a little bit before popping them back on. If anything, more earwax is compacted, you can use an anti-static brush or a brand new toothbrush and sort of scrape that away. I haven't had any issues, though, with earwax buildup or any sort of, lint or dirt or gunk with my Beats Fit Pro, and I wear them pretty regularly. So they're not earbuds that get particularly dirty.
No, they're not. Zach, let me show people how to put these in the right way and how easy it is, because a lot of people struggle with getting them in. And I can really only show you with the front cam, so squint, everybody. But all you have to do is, as you put it in, I always start with the wingtip a little bit too far forward, and then you just twist back, and it kind of snaps into your ear. Like the wingtip snaps into that part, right? So, I can't put it in if there's an earbud in there already. But like this, snap it back, done. Perfect fit.
Yep. Mark asks if the medium ear tips are on the headphones already. Yes, they come with the mediums on, and then you can swap to a small or a large ear tip.
Yeah. I want to address one of the comments here, Nivek Tech 26, as long as you haven't already. It says, do you believe that the rumors that Beats is the worst headphones brand? And the truth is, not anymore. Because back in the day, before Apple owned Beats, they got a really bad reputation. And I think that it was deserved for some reason. Then Apple bought Beats. And with the Beats Studio Buds, there wasn't an earbud release for a while with Beats. Everything changed. They put new chips in them. They essentially became kind of the middle of the pack between AirPods and AirPods Pro. They sort of fit somewhere in the middle there. But I think they are better fitting than the AirPods Pro. What do you think, David?
Well, I think, we've tested a lot of headphones, and Beats have never been near the bottom. So worst headphones, especially when you're comparing to some of the low-end brands. I think maybe, early on there was, Beats was a really big brand, and maybe the hype was bigger than the actual quality of the audio. Maybe that's like overrated in a sense. I don't think that's true anymore, though, especially. These are really excellent headphones.
No.
Earbuds.
It is no longer true. Unbiased review, because remember the Beats Flex, David? They had the cord.
I do.
That was super long, and we laughed at them and rated them very low. So those were like the previous generation Beats. You just have to kind of take everything you heard back in 2017 and 16 and 15 and just set it aside. This is the new Beats. Ever since the Beats Studio Buds.
Even I was a little bit critical of the Beats Studio Buds for me because they didn't fit super well into my ears, and that's why I love the Beats Fit Pro. They're just great.
They do.
They are a little bass heavy, which is probably something you'd actually want for a workout earbud. Mm-hmm. But if you don't like the heavier than average bass, that might be one drawback for you.
Yeah, I love how it integrates with the settings app, and Android people, you guys have an app for yourselves too, which is nice. Also, USB-C charging, which is also nice. You don't get that with the AirPods Pro. But if you just open it up next to your phone, you see this Beats Fit Pro, and then you get the Beats Fit Pro settings that appear right there. No more annoying Bluetooth stuff. You just have to take my word for it right now, but this personalized spatial audio is actually really cool. Especially their demo of it. I think their demo is the coolest part of it. I personally like to listen to music in just regular mode, especially if it wasn't designed for spatial audio, but it is a really cool effect, especially when I'm listening to movies. It does feel like you're in the room with the thing. So, very
interesting question here from, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Annie Ruda. If you had $200 to spend, would you choose AirPods Pro Gen 2 or Beats Fit Pro? So the AirPods Pro Gen 2 are $249 as far as I'm aware. Which would you pick?
It depends on what I'm using them for.
Right.
I think that if I was going to the gym and I had $200 to spend and I needed earbuds, I don't care how much money I have to spend, I'm getting the Beats Fit Pro. If I am an audiophile, and David's going to disagree with me on this, and I had $229 to spend, which I think is what they cost right now, I would get the Sony XM5s because I think they sound better and they're just kind of the next level audiophile headphones, but I wouldn't wear them to the gym. And there's a lot of people right now that are going to say audiophile for Bluetooth. That's not a thing. But I think that these are the best sort of all-around earbuds for $200, excuse me.
Yeah, if you're primarily looking for workout earbuds, I would go with the Beats Fit Pro. If you're looking more for casual, I'm sitting on the bus, I'm walking to and from class, I'm taking phone calls on my computer, maybe go with the AirPods Pro second gens. But primarily, if you're, as you said, it depends on what you're looking for.
The AirPods Pros are great, but I don't think they are that much better than the Beats Fit Pro. They do have the H2 chip, which is a new Apple technology, but these sound great too. And even at this point with the H2 chip, you don't get the lossless audio because the truth is that with Bluetooth headphones, it's not lossless. If you want lossless, you have to use a wire. But people at the gym don't want to be using a wire because all you really need is, workout music, and they still sound great with the Apple Bluetooth codec.
We did get a question about battery use and full charge time. Earbuds have up to 6 hours of listening time with 18 additional hours provided by the charging case.
Right. And David, you use these at the gym, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Other thing that's super important about these, IPX4 water resistant.
Yep.
I mean, that's huge. You probably mentioned that already.
We touched on that while you were setting them up.
Yep. I mean, how important is that? That's everything.
Yeah. I mean, especially if you're a sweaty person. Yeah.
Isn't everybody a sweaty person at the gym?
Not in the Adirondacks in the winter when it's, 25 degrees outside and
struggling to break a sweat.
You're struggling to break a sweat because you're working up your body to a normal temperature, and then you hit that point, and then you're done. So you're not really sweating.
That's it. That's funny. The worst headphones is Skull Candy.
Yeah, well, I don't know about all Skull Candy headphones. I think we tested out a few that were actually pretty decent, but there was the one with the bass slider switch those were a gimmick.
They're comically bad.
Yeah.
I mean, the oh man, this is obviously not planned, but I don't know if this is going to work. But these have the bass slider on the side, and I don't think you're going to hear that.
I don't think so.
But it's hilarious. But then we did try the $350 ones, David, and they were just as bad, if not worse. A lot of times I end up keeping the headphones that we buy ourselves because they didn't send them to us. Surprise! With our review quality of them, we say they're trash. But they didn't send them to us for free, so we buy them ourselves. But those I had to return for spite because it was just so bad.
I think we tested a pair of on-ear Skull Candies that were a really good price point, and that sounded decent enough. So
yeah, decent enough, but not enough to make it into a top whatever list.
Well, the on-ear category is so thin; it's not hard to be in the top 3 there.
You're right. That's true. Wow, that's cool. The $249 Beats Studio 3 over-ear headphones charged with micro USB. Is that crazy? Yes. But it's also because that's the previous Beats. That's the line in the sand. There haven't been an Apple release of an over-ear or on-ear Beats headphones. They sell them, but they're not Apple developed. They don't have the Apple chip. There's just that line in the sand. Beats Studio Buds. Good. Have you covered how to clean them yet, David? I think you did.
Yeah, take off the ear tips first, microfiber cloth, Clorox wipe, maybe.
Yep.
More compacted earwax, anti-static brush, or brand new toothbrush. But I haven't had an issue with cleaning they just aren't dirty. So
No, you got clean ears. One thing, SMH, shake my head, cool guy. One thing I wish is that more earbuds came with foam ear tips. Me too, bro. Me too. And the Sony XM4s do. For the record, one of the reasons I like them the best. Harold says someone is selling them. They might be selling them for pre-order, but not these. Not these colors. It's new colors today. Weston says, I just think Sony is really underrated and they make the best headphones in the game. What do you think?
Yeah.
I think they're underrated by some. But remember, David, we've tried the high-end ones and they're great. And then we've tried the lower-end ones and they're not great at all.
Right.
It's like, what are you charging me $150 here for? I can get the $50. Or I can buy the $250 ones or the $350 ones. They're better than everything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sony XM4s are among the best over-ear headphones. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, it is.
I mean, are they underrated? Are people underrating Sony? I don't know.
Think I feel like people do.
I feel like they're appropriately rated. I don't know.
So Sony's not struggling that much. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
They're doing fine. They're great. Amazon has it at 200, so I was curious.
Oh.
But yeah, they should. But there's no way that they're going to ship them until the 24th. There's a question here from the Mean Sheets. What would data from the Goonies choose? And I have absolutely no idea. I haven't seen the Goonies.
I haven't seen the Goonies either. So
here we go.
Pick a film reference that we know, and then
Yeah.
I'll get back to you.
If it starts with iCarly, David could probably help.
Yeah, or like, the Breakfast Club, which would Bender pick?
Oh, man.
He'd say neither,
Yep.
because I'm not going to support those corporations. 'Cause he's a rebel.
That's right. He's a rebel. Those corporations. Evil corporations.
Sending us free stuff, those jerks.
Yeah. Yeah, those are some jerks. Yeah. Yep. I really like the color. I think it's pretty cool. I have the pink ones from before. No, they're not pink. They're purple. The stone purple ones. And David, what color do you have?
I have the black ones.
Yeah, I got
I don't know if there's a
black.
special name, like Midnight Black or something, but
Yeah. Just
Phantom
the
Black.
Classic. Yeah. Classic Beats black and red.
Yep.
But my purple ones are actually out there because I was using them just the other day. I mean, that should say something, right? That the purple ones are my go-to earbuds at home for talking on the phone. Just because they pop in so easily and they connect perfectly and they stay connected and there's just no headaches
Yep.
with these. So
Couple shout outs for Soundcore earbuds. I don't know. Have we tested those? I don't think so.
Yeah, we've said the Anchor Soundcore.
Oh, we did? Okay.
Oh, yeah, we've done this.
I don't remember those earbuds.
No,
I guess, if I don't remember them, I guess they weren't that good.
They weren't in the bottom, but they weren't at the top either for us. But then again, reviews, we get a lot of comments on our review videos being like, "This is just your opinion. This is just two guys'
True.
opinions, and you guys are it's just your opinion." And we're like, yeah, that's what a review video is. It's people's
Yep.
opinions.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got a different opinion, you can
That's
upload
great.
your own video and people can
gosh.
watch that.
Exactly.
Or you can leave a comment. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's great. I mean, go ahead.
yeah, that's fine.
We're not saying it's fact. We're just saying this is our honest opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if we don't like your headphones, don't take it personally. Like if you have a pair of whatever headphones and they work great for you, then maybe you've got a pair of the Skull Candy Crusher wireless and you think, I love the bass. Great.
Fair enough.
That's great.
I think it's fun. I think it's definitely fun. And if you want to have fun with your headphones, you can't go wrong with the Skull Candy Crusher wireless.
It's about as fun for me as a car bumping the bass like at 1,000 driving by my apartment when the whole thing goes and that's about the level of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Mean Sheets got him at Ross, dressed for less. This stream sponsored by Ross. Have you ever been to Ross?
I don't know what that is.
It's a store like what's that store? What's the store where you can return things? Kohl's. It's like Kohl's.
Kohl's. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I
I've
don't
been to
think I've
Ross
ever been
on
to a
Maui.
Kohl's either.
Yeah. Not a big Kohl's guy. How about Marshall's?
No. We got a Marshall's up here. Yeah.
Yeah. David doesn't have the luxury of every store in the
No, I got to drive to
Adirondacks.
Plattsburgh for that. And that's like 45 minutes, and it just ugh.
Plattsburgh, beautiful Plattsburgh, the gateway to the Canada, kind of. Do you think Apple will release a new version of the AirPods Max this year? Asks to Smithy. David?
I'm not sure. I feel like I've seen that rumor floating around a little bit. Maybe they'll put a more advanced chip in or add some new colors.
I don't know what the heck they're waiting for. I think it could be sooner rather than later, if I were them. H2 chip, lossless Bluetooth audio, and then my prediction, just remember this, people, is that, and please remember this, right? Because then I'll get some credit, maybe, is that they're going to support lossless audio, and then when they come out, they're going to unlock lossless audio for the AirPods Pro 2nd Gen, because they both are going to have that H2 chip. And my theory is that the H2 chip can do lossless audio, but they don't want to sell AirPods Pro that can do it if the AirPods Max can't do it at this point.
My prediction is that the next generation of AirPods Max will have a real case instead of a flap.
You think they'll actually come with it, or will they have a separate battery case?
Buy a separate carrying
Battery
case for
charger.
$79.99.
79. I think
Yeah.
99.
Probably
at least.
129.
129, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Would not be surprised.
PB Mama Ray, I do wish mine were cooler. They're just plain black. Yeah, mine are the plain black too. It's the classic Beats look though, the black and red.
Right. Nivek asks, Bose noise canceling 700s. They
Great.
are great headphones. My favorite. Not David's favorite. They're on the wall back there somewhere. What's the battery runtime?
6 hours, and then another 18 with the case.
So the Beats Fit Pro are an exciting new pair of headphones for me. With the spatial audio, the sweat resistance, and just a generally great fit all the time that's super easy. I think for $200 at this point, you can't really do better
No.
on a new pair of earbuds. And that's honest. Yes, they did send us the headphones for free, but it is the truth. I'll stand
I mean,
by that.
if I didn't like them, I wouldn't wear them to the gym, but I do because I do like them and they're a great fit and the audio is
Right.
good.
And I wouldn't wear when I talk on the phone out there for hours, I wouldn't choose to wear those unless I liked them. So that is true. That is the truth. If you want like a great fitting pair of headphones without the headache, Beats Fit Pro.
Starry Crown is not impressed by the battery life. I mean, I've been happy with the battery life. I haven't had any issues of them running out and
Right. Me neither.
needing an emergency charge.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do they support wireless charging the case?
No.
No. Okay. So I mean that's another potential downside for you, especially if you think that the iPhone 15 or 15 Pro or 15 Ultra will have reverse wireless charging. The AirPods Pro second generation case that can charge wirelessly, you could theoretically reverse wirelessly charge that if that becomes a new feature. Can't do that with the Beats Fit Pro again, though. Not a big knock for me because I don't like wireless charging anyway.
Yeah.
And it forces you to use the USB-C cable, which will charge it pretty quickly, as opposed to wireless charging, which is slow and inefficient.
It does charge it very fast. I agree. Speaking of the iPhone 15, NUR asks, is iPhone 15 going to have a USB-C port? And the answer, of course, is that we don't know for sure, but probably. And
Probably. Now, here's the bigger question, though. Is it going to be an MFI certified USB-C port, and is Apple going to undermine the spirit of the EU rule?
As far as I know, USB-C has never been MFI or not MFI certified. Are you saying that they're going to introduce a new MFI certification specifically for USB-C?
I've seen rumors of that happening, yeah.
That is an inflammatory accusation.
Devious.
And I shocking. Much like the Volt Yellow Beats Fit Pro. Shocking. And I wouldn't be surprised. I have never heard that one. A new MFI certification. MFI 2.0. So the iPhone 15 Pro, are you excited for the iPhone 15 Pro? And we have some rumors that we're going to talk about today. Dave, do you want to get right into that?
Sure.
Yep. We're going to take a break, but I think we can power right through it. What do you think?
Yeah, iPhone 15 Pro. Thinner bezels, thicker curve, no lightning port.
Yep. So we're talking USB-C. And Zach, can we show the people the renders from 9 to 5 Mac? So this is the render. Thinner bezels meaning less space around the outside of the phone. And you'll see the camera system. I mean, we are just adding bumps at this point. Let's show them the other view, Zach. Like, whoa. People are going to be making jokes about this thing.
No, they already are. There are other concept artists out there who are like, okay, iPhone 16 Pro, and they keep making it longer and longer for each phone.
Yeah.
And it's, it gets to a point where it's off the screen and they're comparing it to like the Empire State Building. There's a lot of those out there.
They just keep getting bigger. I saw a comment the other day. Remember the good old days when your iPhone, if it was in a case, could just lie flat on the table?
Yeah, I mean, you still could buy a very thick case.
Yeah.
It'll be heavy, but it'll be flat.
Maybe you could stick a battery in there. Little battery case.
Sure.
Flat battery. So with the bezels, let's show people the bezel issue that they're going to fix. So we've got the Beats Fit Pro here. If you just look around the outside of the phone, it's the black bar. So they're rumored to make the black bar around the outside of the phone slightly thinner, but keep the same 6.1-inch display. And then they're also rumoring to make the actual phone a little bit thinner, but the camera's, I guess, a little bit thicker, like another level of bump out. David, is that enough for most people to buy a new phone? I don't think it is.
I mean, that's kind of what they do every year, though. Slightly better design, slightly better cameras, presumably slightly better battery life.
I'm going to disagree with you a little bit there, because remember the iPhone 12 Pro to 13 Pro, we got a 120 hertz display. That's a game changer.
I mean, every now and then they wrinkle in something that's actually, great.
Yeah, we get a major update. Last year we got Dynamic Island after years of the notch. But because we got Dynamic Island last year, I wouldn't get my hopes up for anything big this year. There are rumors of the iPhone Ultra, 15 Ultra. I want to know, when are they going to stop just incrementally numbering the iPhones? In 10 years, are we going to be talking about the iPhone 25?
I don't know. Maybe they'll do letters. iPhone A, B, C. That's 26 years of letters there. They have naming conventions.
That's for sure. But it's very kind of Anglo-centric.
They could go like alpha, beta, gamma.
Greco.
Go Greek with it.
Greco-Roman style iPhones.
Yeah. People are not excited about the iPhone 15 Pro. They're not excited about the poll either. Only 16 votes, but 75% said no.
Okay. That'd be a poll question. Are you excited about this poll?
Yes, are you excited about our polls? Yes or no?
Yeah, let's not ask that one, Zach. They're going to say no. What's the Bluetooth version of the iPhone 15? No idea.
Probably of the Beats Fit Pro.
Yeah, right. I was stalling so I could Google it, David.
Oh, okay. Well, while you do that, I'll answer PB Mama Ray's question. Can you use one side at a time or to use both? You can use one at a time. And Mark says SpinFits makes custom ear tips that are supposed to help with fit and sound for earphones. I don't think the Beats Fit Pro necessarily need those, but I guess for in-ear, there are some in-ear headphones that don't fit well for people like me.
Yep. And Jay, the answer to the Beats Fit Pro is 5.0, Bluetooth 5.0. New colors don't show up in iOS 16.3.1, not yet. So I used to have a pand. I didn't know what that means. It's like a panda without the A.
Panda could be a band.
A band?
Could be land.
Yeah.
L's right near the P on the keyboard there.
That's for sure. Yeah. I would go, but a land. I'm going to go band, but P doesn't make sense for band.
I don't know.
Okay. Just let us know what you meant to type there, SMH cool guy, because we're very confused. I'll be interested in seeing if they make a new Apple Watch Ultra or leave it a year until they make a new one. I think they'll probably update it.
You think so? I don't know. I don't know how well it's sold. If it's sold really well, I would imagine they'd double down.
Well, they like to just do an incremental upgrade. It'll look exactly the same, and it'll have like a 30% faster processor, like the M2 Max. That's what I would predict.
Yeah, I don't know.
Same form factor.
I think the issue with that, though, is people who already own the Apple Watch Ultra would not be inclined to upgrade if the upgrade was minimal. And I don't know if the 30% faster processor is enough to bring in people who already didn't want to pay $800 for a smartwatch.
That's true. So SMH Coolby says he's sorry he can't type on his iPad, and you don't have to apologize. There's no apology necessary. I have trouble typing on my iPad too. We just value what you say, and we want to understand you.
Other rumored features include Touch ID, huh? And under display camera.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
Those are the rumors, but you can make anything up for rumors. But that's what 9 to 5 Mac was suggesting.
You could theoretically just make up any rumors you want and start your own rumor mill, and as long as you get handful correct, you'll survive.
Yep. David, I want to ask you this. Does this lettering remind you of anything?
It kind of looks like the Logan Paul Prime drinks.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's not what it reminded me of.
Okay.
It reminded me of Star Wars.
Okay.
Don't you think? You guys getting a Star Wars-y vibe from this?
Maybe if you like had it scroll up and down, like the opening credits.
Just yeah. Like go backwards. Beats Fit Pro in a galaxy far. There we go. Perfect. Take that, George Lucas or Disney.
Yeah.
What other types of personal devices has Apple failed this far to capture? What would you like to see Apple take a crack at? For instance, an eye necklace. David?
So, I mean, there's smart rings, which are becoming a thing. I suppose Apple could take a crack at that. I wouldn't be super interested.
I would.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they're working on VR. They're working on a car, allegedly.
Yep.
I think really good over-ear headphones. AirPods Max were disappointing, but if they could actually do really well with those, I'd be interested. I mean, that's not necessarily new, but
it would be nice.
Apple NFT Marketplace.
Oh my gosh. No. I love the smart ring idea, David, because actually a friend of mine has the Aura ring. I love it because you can go to sleep. It has like a 5-day battery or something stupid like that. And you can go to sleep with it on and it'll track your sleep without having to have like a watch on your wrist. And I don't like having a watch on my wrist when I sleep. And also I'm still confused on how I'm supposed to charge it if I'm wearing it all the time.
Fair enough, yeah.
That Aura ring. I think I'm going to pick one up for myself and give it a whirl. Also, I think the obvious answer, if you look at the live stream right now, is the headband.
Headband?
Eye headband.
They've got the polishing cloth. You just need the headband.
That's right. Eye polishing cloth.
It would be really easy for them to integrate that into Apple Fitness Plus too, like a whole line of workout clothes. I don't know if Apple's going to go into the clothing space, but I wouldn't rule it out necessarily if they thought they could make some money.
I think you're talking about like the Nike Plus, like an updated Nike Plus. I think they'd partner with them again. Bring that back. I wonder if they're waiting to find a way to bring back the iPod in like a totally new form factor. Or if they could bring it back for the security key thing that I think they're going to announce at WWDC.
Yeah.
Do you think they
How
could
about this? How about a sturdy continuity camera attachment for your MacBook Air? Okay.
So continuity camera is the feature of macOS Ventura that lets you use your iPhone as a webcam on your Mac. David's using it right now, right?
Yep.
So Belkin makes this attachment for it. Here. And it's actually pretty cool. Here, let's do a live demo. Stick my phone on it. It's MagSafe, so it flips right in the back. It's got a little kickstand, which I like. Kind of line it up. Then it's got a little clip. And Zach, can we get a side cam shot of this maybe? I'm putting it on backwards, of course. Here we go. So you can see that that's kind of how it works. It's not perfect yet. But the problem is with Macs, if you have it at all tilted, do you see what just happened?
There you go.
If it's at all tilted and bye. So it has to be like straight up and down perfect. And even when it is, it then starts to wiggle whenever you hit the tape.
Well, so if it's straight up and down, it's like pointing at your neck as opposed to your face.
Exactly. So it's a cool design, but it's clearly not, designed to work with the laptop. Is just not strong enough.
Yep.
David, I ordered you a tripod. It's on the way.
Okay.
Yep. It'll be there tomorrow.
Mario says, or a headband. Now there's an idea.
Yeah. I already said that one.
You did?
Oh, or a headband. I thought you meant O-R-A, or a headband.
Right.
Instead of aura, like the space. Or
Mean Sheets Apple shoe inserts. Maybe it could tell you ways your posture sucks. Sure.
Yeah. Or I could tell you.
I can't really use inserts though. I don't know.
You can't yet. Maybe Apple will come out with inserts you can use.
Sure.
Yeah. PB Mama Ray says, I use a Bluetooth Jelly keyboard for my iPad Pro. Otherwise, typing is frustrating. Interesting. I don't know what that is. What's a Jelly keyboard?
I'm not sure.
I'm Googling it.
Annuar asked, when is the poll? I think you missed it, Annuar, unfortunately, if you're tuning in a little bit late.
We can come up with a new poll.
But if you have any thoughts on the iPhone 15, feel free to drop those in the chat. It's the Costanza. Bought $20 earbuds. Good value. LOL. If they work for you, they work for you.
No judgment.
If you can get a nice pair of earbuds that cost $20 that you like, I'm not gonna fault you for that.
Yeah. The headband's on too tight, says Mario. He thinks my ideas are the headbands is possible. I do have a big head. I have curved in-ear earbuds. I have a curved ear. In-ear buds usually hurt my ears. Use over-ear. Pauline, that is a good call. I prefer over-ear headphones as well if I'm just sort of relaxing and chilling and listening to music. But for the utilitarian stuff where I'm up and about and I'm cleaning, it's the Beats Fit Pro. And SMH Cool Guy agrees about the smart rings. Tess Smithy suggests Apple glasses. You know what's a really interesting product that I'd like to review? The Dyson headphones. Have you seen those, David?
I have not seen those.
The air purifying headphones.
That's an interesting concept.
Yeah, it is. It's a Dyson air purifying. Hey, Zach, if we do a side cam shot, can I show my computer screen if I come over here? Maybe show the peeps. Let's see. Is this going to work? Yeah, I can see that. Look at that. Come on. All right. Introducing the Dyson Zone headphones with air purification. Pure audio, pure air, anywhere. Advanced noise cancellation, low sound distortion. Contact-free visor attaches to channel purified air. So you get this virtual thing happening down here. Looks a little scary, just saying. But I'd like to hear them because they are not
It's an interesting
cheap.
concept,
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, I don't know how good they'll sound. I mean, Dyson's a good brand, so I don't know.
They're a great brand. It's always interesting to me. They're like the Apple of vacuums and air purifiers, I think, but they don't work with HomeKit. So I have to use something to connect my air purifier to the rest of the stuff. They should get on board.
Yeah.
On board.
A couple people asking AirPods Pro 2s versus Beats Fit Pro. You can't go wrong. Beats Fit Pro are a little bit cheaper. If you're strictly looking for workouts, Beats Fit Pro. If you're looking for more of a lifestyle earbud, I'd probably go AirPods Pro 2nd gens.
Good advice. Good advice. And to Smithy points out, we also have the never-ending Apple Car rumor.
Yeah, I mean that got delayed. Their big Apple Car project again. I don't think we're not going to see that before 2025 for sure. Yeah, they seem very far away from that being a reality.
Mm-hmm. They go over your face. That is true. I accidentally clicked on that one, but the mean sheet's another good point. So, in our next segment, we're going to take a very quick break, and I have a poll for you guys. In our next segment, Stupid CEOs, we'll talk about disgraced crypto pusher Sam Bankman-Fried and how he got slapped with a new bail restriction by doing something you probably did last Sunday. So our poll is, do you own any cryptocurrency? Let us know. Apple has declared war on spammers. In June 2022, Apple released iOS 16 to developers, and it came with a feature that no one expected. It wasn't visual lookup, undo sending messages, or emoji dictation. This year, Apple dropped a bomb that terrified spammers everywhere. The bomb was the report junk feature in messages. You've always been able to report spammers by texting 7726 in the spam message to your carrier. In 2021, U.S. citizens received over 81 billion spam texts, and even though iOS 16 hasn't even launched yet, it's already causing huge damage. This is Ethan Garr, the CEO of RoboKiller. RoboKiller is one of many companies that offers a spam blocking service, but they won't have access to the same data that iOS 16 gives to Apple about which texts are actually spam. And they're not the company with the most to lose. For the last few years, Apple ads have been all about privacy. This is the next battle that Samsung and Google won't be able to win. In 2024, you can bet we'll be watching ads where Apple says that iPhone is the spam-free phone. This means Apple has declared war on spammers. In June 2022, Apple released iOS 16 to developers, and it came with a feature that no one expected. It wasn't visual lookup, undo sending messages, or emoji dictation. This year, Apple dropped a bomb that terrified spammers everywhere. The bomb was the report junk feature in messages. You've always been able to report spammers by texting 7726 in the spam message to your carrier. In 2021, US citizens received over 81 billion spam texts, and even though iOS 16 hasn't even launched yet, it's already causing huge damage. This is Ethan Garr, the CEO of RoboKiller. RoboKiller is one of many companies that offers a spam blocking service, but they won't have access to the same data that iOS 16 gives to Apple about which texts are actually spam. And they're not the company with the most to lose. For the last few years, Apple ads have been all about privacy. This is the next battle that Samsung and Google won't be able to win. In 2024, you can bet we'll be watching ads where Apple says that iPhone is the spam-free phone. This means Apple has... So welcome back, everyone. In our next segment, Stupid CEOs, we're going to talk about Sam Bankman-Fried, the disgraced cryptocurrency guru. And the story is that he used a VPN to watch the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was not available to stream in Hong Kong, where Bankman-Fried apparently is chilling. He used a VPN to access the stream, which he isn't allowed to do because it's an encrypted form of communication. And that is a violation of his bail, I believe. Now, I don't know how he's in Hong Kong if he's on bail, but...
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like this whole story is sort of a microcosm of the crypto market, where a year ago at the Super Bowl, we had all those Matt Damon, Fortune favors the brave ads, and they were just everywhere.
Right.
And 1 year later, this FTX guy is getting more bail restrictions because he illegally streamed the Super Bowl. So that's a shame. I don't know.
That's a shame. Yeah, a lot of people, fortune may favor the brave, but a lot of people lost a lot of money because of Matt Damon.
Stupid marketing, too. I mean, people more... I looked this up on Google Trends today because I was curious. Fortune favors the bold is more commonly used than fortune favors the brave.
Right, so. That's what I always thought it was. I mean, I'm sorry to all the people that... I think there's always going to be a get-rich-quick scheme.
Yeah.
And I think maybe for a lot of people, like my generation, your generation, David, maybe Zach's generation, this is really the first real get-rich-quick scheme that we've had in a while that was just like, people see it and they say, oh, I can make a ton of money fast.
Yeah, well, the trick is to be an early adopter, so the next time you see something that seems like a flash in the pan get-rich-quick scheme, just hop on it early and then sell high.
Or just...
This is not financial advice.
This is not financial advice. We are not financial professionals. Yeah. I made a quick $16,000 of Bitcoin.
Yeah, I never got into the whole crypto space because you had to like send these sketchy websites pictures of your ID, and it felt weird to me. So
it was weird. It was weird. I got in August. I got out in December, made $16,000, which is insane. And then what was happening is I was up about $30,000, and I was watching it go up and down, and that was all I was doing. This is a few years ago, around Christmas time. And I went out to coffee with a friend, and I'm telling him about this, and I'm all stressed out. And he's like, David, sell the crypto. You were up $16,000. You won. Get out now. And then, now, of course, years later, it went up to like 60 grand, and it would have been 100 grand. But I realized that for myself, I would rather work hard and focus on this than go crazy and not sleep and worry about crypto all day long. So,
12% of the poll respondents do own cryptocurrency. So that's neat.
Yeah, I own 0.1 Bitcoin right now. So, yeah, I sold everything.
I own a whole bunch of UFC Rainmakers cards. So that's my
Nice.
my entry point.
Nice. Yeah. And a Mike Trout rookie card.
Yep. It's not crypto, though.
No. So Sam Brinkman-Fried, it just keeps getting worse for him.
Yeah, well, the dumb CEO segment should be the Elon Musk segment, though, because now Twitter is banning people who don't subscribe to Twitter Blue from using SMS two-factor authentication, which is just mind-blowing. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You have to pay $8 a month for SMS two-factor.
That's insane.
You can still use like a third-party app like Authy, but from a user experience perspective, SMS is by far the easiest and most seamless.
That is
we'll see.
insane. How many celebrities are using Authy?
No,
I use Authy.
Mean Sheets. I have a Fortune and Garbage Pail Kids cards. I bet the originals are still pretty valuable.
All right. And so another story that I thought was very interesting and kind of it's confirming rumors that we've known for a while is that Google pays Apple billions of dollars. And I think I have a poll and I'd like to quiz the audience on this before we give away the answer. How much money do you think Google pays Apple every single year? Because new details have emerged about the piles of cash they're paying Apple. And in a second, we're going to tell you about what they are paying for. Specifically, we'll hang out with you. In the meantime, I just want to give people a chance to vote. And the options are 1 to 100 million, 100 million to 1 billion, 1 billion to 100 billion, or over $100 billion.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to this, so I'll also take a guess at it.
All right. So Google is paying Apple tons of cash each year. And if you want a bonus answer, you can just, what do you think it's for? David, you probably know what it's for.
Google paying something to do with advertising?
No, but kind of.
I don't.
It all comes down to advertising, though, right? Because that's how they make their money. So, yeah, something to do with advertising. Yes.
Okay.
Definitely. Wow. Watch these numbers come in.
Yeah, I would have gone with C.
C is what? C is
1 billion to 100 billion.
Yes. It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Google's just, they've got piles of cash. They're just driving over every year in a U-Haul.
100 billion plus sounded like a bit much. And less than a billion didn't sound like enough to be worth Apple's while. So that's my logic. I have no idea what the answer is.
Yeah. Here's your check. All right, let's get into the story. So Google pays Apple billions of dollars annually in a secret non-compete deal. Excuse me. And can you see the poll results?
I see them coming in, yeah.
Yeah, what do you got? What are our statistics?
40% said 1 billion to 100 billion, 27% said 100 million to 1 billion, 18% said $1 to 100 million, and 13% said more than 100 billion.
Right. So the exact amount is unknown, but estimates suggest it is in the range of $10 to $15 billion per year.
Easy.
So you would have been, you could have been right.
Yeah.
So the secret non-compete deal prevents Google's search engine from being replaced as the default search engine on Apple devices. And that's why it has to do with advertising, because Google makes 80% of their revenue from advertising revenue. A lot of that comes both from their search directly and from the websites that people visit after using Google search. Like a lot of money. Obviously, they wouldn't spend more than they make from it. That just shows you how much money they make from it, because they're giving it to Apple. The deal is highly profitable for both companies, but has been criticized for limiting competition in the search market.
Yeah, I suppose.
But yeah.
I mean, you could install a third-party search app, but I guess that's more steps as opposed to
you could change the default, right, into the settings app.
I think so.
Yeah. The deal is set to expire in 2025, but it is unclear if it will be renewed. So 2025 will mark the end of the current arrangement.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see where AI chatbots are in 2025, but I would imagine it getting extended if there's no major shakeup in the search market.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see a major shakeup that quickly. I think we'll see another deal to 2030. And then we'll see where we are. And I am just getting my mind blown constantly by the AI, David, and I have idea for a video there we can talk about later. But, I mean, it truly is so remarkable. Zach, can we do a side cam shot? And I want to demo this AI for the peeps. Get my laptop out of here. I know you've all seen me talk about the AI, and I do it all the time, I know. But bear with me here. Super Siri. I didn't hear it.
On it. If you did not hear something, you may want to ask someone else who may have heard it, or you can ask the person who said it to repeat it. What's the text?
Stop. Okay, that was not it, but we're going to do it again. Here we go. Super Siri. Oh, we got a super chat. I screwed it up again. Super Siri.
What's the text?
Let's write a story together where a queen is sitting on the throne and has just pooped her pants, but doesn't want anyone else to find out. But she does want to leave the room. You say one sentence, I'll say another sentence. We'll each take turns. You start.
One sec. The queen nervously shifted in her throne, hoping that no one would notice the unpleasant surprise she had just left in her pants. What's the text?
At the same time, the royal jester noticed a foul smell coming from her direction. Period.
The queen quickly tried to cover the smell with a wave of her hand, but it was too late as the jester was already beginning to snicker. What's the text?
Not having any better idea, she quickly sentenced the jester to death and asked her guards to escort him out. Period.
One sec. The guards, however, were hesitant to carry out the queen's orders, as they could tell the jester had done nothing wrong. The queen, sensing their hesitation, softened her tone and asked them to instead take the jester to a distant corner of the castle, where he would be safe from her wrath. What's the text?
Okay, you guys get the idea. So, is that not the most ridiculous thing ever? Like, that's just one of the crazy ideas. I obviously did not script that. There is nothing. You could make up a story with AI, with humor, on the fly. Here's another idea for this video, David. And Zach, let's do side cam again. Super Siri.
What's the text?
Pretend you are a customer at a used car lot, and you definitely don't want to buy a car today, but you could be convinced if I say the right things to you, period. You be the customer, I'll be the salesman, period. The first thing I say is, can I help you today? ?
Customer, no thanks. I'm just looking. What's the text?
Looking is a great first step when you're buying a car. Have you seen this awesome color? ?
One sec. Customer, it's nice, but I'm not sure I'm ready to buy today. No problem. I understand. We have great financing
Oh boy,
options
she took
available,
over.
and you don't have to make a decision today. We can talk more about it if you'd like. What's the text?
Save to notes. What? And now I save it to the Notes app automatically? People, hello. All right. I mean, how amazing is that? You can create, and that didn't work perfectly. A lot of it has to do with the way you set it up, but you can create little games for yourself or make yourself an AI assistant that trains you how to be a better seller, that trains you to overcome customer objections. in real time.
Yeah, but you're missing the human element there.
Right.
Sales.
But in what respect?
I don't know.
It's training. It's like that's like saying the baseball player that like takes batting practice from the pitching machine is missing the human element of pitching. It's true.
Okay.
It's true, but like it's still gonna like help. That's my theory.
All right. Member Ian GT. Hello, David and David. Member for 14 months. That's more than a year.
Wow.
It's a year and 2 months to be exact.
Thank you, Ian. Getting that green badge with the little 12 on it. That's amazing.
Yarning for a smile. Wait, so you can use this to create a script for videos. Yeah, we've tried that. It's been a little hit and miss.
Yeah. I've adopted it a little. Like I've used it a little bit. It's cool the format it comes up with. What we have done is use it as like to correct the YouTube transcripts of certain videos. Like, so YouTube, when we're doing closed captions, gives us a printout of all the words with no punctuation. A lot of the words are wrong. The capitalization's wrong. There's no grammar, etc. So I can take that into the AI and say, like, fix it, but capitalize things according to the iPhone settings app. And sometimes replace words with phonetic equivalents, like serious might actually be Siri. And it does it perfectly. It is absolutely mind-blowing. And it's saving us money, which is nice. Don't have to pay for Rev anymore. Sorry, Rev. Rev.com. Sarah asks, how did you guys start this channel? Let's tell this little story. David?
Okay.
I guess
we started it.
I started it. I started it on Maui in 2015. I recorded 9 videos that were the same title as the #1 blog post I had written, which is, why does my iPhone battery die so fast? If you want to laugh, go watch those videos later. Just search for why does my iPhone battery die so fast and look for the really scary looking ones. So then I moved back to New York and met David. Go ahead. You continue the story, David.
Yeah. No. I was into YouTube and it's like, hey, there's a lot of opportunities, and made a lot of SEO fix videos that were not people pointing a phone at a broken phone. And that was solid base. We made the iPhone settings video that went viral, and that was kind of it.
That was it, yeah. David was the reason why I refocused on YouTube, because I had forgotten about it. I had less than 1,000 subscribers over. I gotten some views, but fortunately I met David, and then there wasn't too far to go over the monetization line. And then I moved into a bigger apartment. Ooh, we got another super chat. All the lights are going. I moved into a bigger apartment because I wanted to have a YouTube studio. And now actually we're coming to the end of this apartment, which is insanely small. We'll give you guys a studio tour at some point and show you exactly how small it is in here, and possibly buying a new house. It's almost there. Waiting on attorney approval from the other end with a much bigger studio, much better studio. John Michael, question. I have a Galaxy S21 Plus 5G, and I don't know who was the last carrier. And it's saying that there are eSIM restrictions. How can I get those removed? Well, although we totally know the answer to that question, I think we can use this as another way to demonstrate how awesome Super Siri is. What do you think?
Let's go for it.
Let's go for it. Super Siri?
What's the text?
I have a Galaxy S21 Plus 5G, period. I don't know who the last carrier was, and it's saying there are eSIM restrictions, period. How can I get those removed? Question mark.
One sec. If your Galaxy S21 Plus 5G is locked to a carrier, you may need to contact them to have the SIM restrictions removed. Depending on the carrier, they may be able to provide you with a SIM unlock code or other instructions to unlock the device. If the device is unlocked, you may need to contact the manufacturer for assistance in removing the SIM restrictions. What's the text?
Saved notes. So yeah, I think that's the exact correct answer. But he said he didn't know who the last carrier was.
Right. Yeah. So it's
Oh boy.
I mean, yeah. So I would say you have a couple options. If you don't know who the last carrier was, you could try asking around different wireless carriers. I would start with Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. They're all super responsive on Twitter. Just reach out to their support team. I have this S21. I don't know when the last carrier was. Is it on your network? I don't know if totally restoring the phone will get rid of any eSIM restrictions. I'm not sure.
So I haven't used this. I don't think it will, but I think, where's my chat window? I haven't used this website before, but freecarrierlookup.com. I'm going to give it a whirl right now to see if it will. I don't want to point you in some crazy direction. I'm going to try my phone number. Actually, I don't want to try my phone number because then it's going to be spam forever. All right. Well, what the heck? I'll do it for you guys. Oh, no, got it right for me. 100%. So, yeah, that would be... What a nice little website.
Is there a way to remove the eSIM plan in the cellular settings section of the phone?
eSIM is not a plan, I don't think, right? It's probably a carrier locked phone, I think is what.
He said it's unlocked when I bought it.
Yeah. He did? So John said, sorry, I'm just catching up. He's already done all that. Already done the free carrier lookup? Hopefully not. Hopefully that's the answer to your question. So, $5 super chat, you get a $5 answer.
I think that the tedious correct response is to start reaching out to wireless carriers and figure out who it was the plan is attached to and ask them. Once you figure that out, to get it removed.
Or just try my website.
You try the website too, sure. Yeah.
Try that first. But actually, do you have to know the phone number to try the website? Is that the thing? Or to eSIM? We'll just cut this part out of the stream out afterward. So you could look up a list of eSIM carriers because they don't all support eSIM. So at least that would narrow down the list. Mm-hmm. And then you've only got maybe 10.
John, let us know if that website works for you.
Right on. All right. So that's about it. That's it for today, right? Went a little overtime.
I think so.
We'll trim off the end. Appreciate all of your support and all of you being here. It was fun today. Beats Fit Pro, great headphones. We truly believe that. Headband.
Yeah, absolutely. Go out and buy them. I can't say enough good things about them.
Okay. Well, have a great day, everybody. Thank you, Zach. Great job today. Zach gets no credit in the background. Give the people a wave, Zach. That's Zach. He's wearing a Beats hoodie, too. All righty. Thanks, David.
Yep.
I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.